This is Stones River on Legendary difficulty, and I'm showing you the army. Importantly, there's no cash in the cash register. We're at 55 to 60. This is going to say that we have 37,000. We do not have 37,000 because 11 units are not going to show up, and we're going to face about, so it's going to be closer to 60,000 maybe. Uh, uh, we're going to face about 60,000 and we're going to have maybe 31, 32,000. So, yeah, here we go. So I took this idea from Pandakraut. Pandakraut has this great strategy where he runs all his units and attacks in the center, which is something I wanted to try. I've seen other people do it. It looks like a great idea, but I wanted to try something else. And I'm sort of glad I did this because I don't think my any other strategy would have worked as well because 11 units end up not showing up. So I'm going to be a bit under strength. And his units are around 1,300 per unit, and he has a bunch of them. And what I decided to do is, because Pandakraut mentions this in his video, that not surprisingly, on Legendary, the enemy is very aggressive and he will attack you. So I want to spend some time. This is actually a very long battle. And so I want to spend some time seeing if I can get the enemy to attack. And if it doesn't work, then yeah, it's going to be a complete disaster. And I guess I'd have to play the battle over. But not surprisingly, the enemy on Legendary attacks. So I rolled up my 24-pound howitzers and my 20-pound Parrot, and yeah, try to get this guy. I'm in good cover. The only bad thing is that he has a lot of really good artillery. And so he's going to, while I'm doing this, he's also blasting away with his artillery at range. And, there's a certain element of attrition here, and my units are not all that big. So, yeah, his units had 1,000 and now, well, 1,300, and now they're headed back with about 1,000. So that unit rolling up is at 1,200, and hopefully we'll knock him down a bit. Yeah, you can see I have a couple units here with CS Richmonds and a couple detached skirmishers. Yeah, his one unit is going back with 900. And so that's a good, that's a good opening exchange. Now if he'll just be so kind enough as to keep charging. And what I'm doing is I'm, hitting him. I want him to attack all along this line, this entire line, and also the clump of wood south of here. So that's my goal, get him to attack everywhere. So, yeah, you saw a quick blip of I got him to attack with a couple of units to the south. And I have 2 units to the south, and I have my sniper in the middle between the woods, and man, does he have a great day. So I ran up with a Harper's Ferry, and we hit that guy, and he's now down to 890 men. So unfortunately, I'm looking at my unit, it's at 1,000, but my unit at 1,000 also has 130 detached skirmishers separated from it. So yeah, this guy of 1,000 comes charging in like a lunatic. And he gets hit by 2 units. I'm going to go ahead and charge him. But that doesn't really actually seem to do very much, so we hit him with a volley, and that does do a lot. And while I wasn't looking, my skirmishers decided to charge and with bayonets. So we took a few losses. But man, I'm not really doing anything to focus on the sniper, but boy, does he have a good day. Yeah, the enemy attacks right where I want him to, and I get a chance to run some units forward and hit him in the flank. So that's very good. Now we'll fall back and hopefully rinse and repeat 20 more times. So I'm sending forward detached skirmishers to bait the enemy into charging. I want him to charge everywhere. Just charge. Charge everywhere with everything you have. And normally I have some difficulty getting the enemy to charge my position. And I'm really happy to see that, he's been charging like crazy throughout this entire phase. So, but I'm a little concerned right now because he is not charging. He's just kind of standing still. And I don't know why. Yeah, I want all these guys to be charging. Okay, here he comes. And 3 of my units are going to pound this guy. He's down to 1,000. Have the guy in the center fall back. He's going to take fire from 3 different directions. That's not going to last. Yeah, this is perfect. Just keep doing this. This is grand. I'm sending forward the detached skirmishers. I really want him to attack the woods to the south. He isn't really attacking the way I want him to. He has units over there. I would like very much for him to do that. I redirect my Whitworth and 20-pound Parrot to hit his artillery that I see in the middle of that field. And yeah, we need to start killing that guy. It takes a while, but we're going to kill him because he's just standing in the open. Yep, that's what we want to see. Charge forward with 1,000, go back with 850. His number on his artillery is falling. He has 2 units standing there in the open, and there's no reason for him not to be charging. You can see I have 2 infantry and 2 artillery in the woods and in that farmhouse to the south. He should be attacking that, so he's not. Yeah, we got him to charge out of there. He has 1, 2, I see 3 infantry in the south. That's great. Keep falling back, keep falling back, keep falling back. I want him to keep charging. Keep charging. So he has now 5 units in that little pocket, and I want his 5 units to charge my 2 units that I have. So one of the things you do is you target the nearest enemy unit and then hit fall back. And if you want to fall back in a different direction, you target someone that is 180 degrees from the direction you want to retreat in. So I'm also sending at the same time detached skirmishers forward to the other line because I don't want the other line to not get attacked. I want him to attack everywhere with everything. Just keep attacking. Keep attacking. There's no reason. I have all this artillery. I have all this good infantry. There's no reason not to keep everybody firing at just the maximum speed possible. And he's just letting my sniper just get free kills, so we'll just do that too. We'll just get free kills. Yeah, as you can see, I have several 10-pound Parrots that are doing a very good job of targeting his artillery. A Tredegar and a 24-pound howitzer in the woods. Yeah, keep attacking. Keep attacking, guy. That's what we want. Just keep charging. Yep, that's perfect. That's just perfect. And he's charging over on the other flank just as well. So yeah, these guys were, some of them were 1350, maybe 1400, and we're just watching the numbers drop. These guys are all getting very fragile. My James is a little bit not in the most ideal place right there. He's a little far away. He has another unit of 900. Yeah, this is perfect. Charging uphill into 24-pound howitzer. Absolutely perfect. This is great. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units charging. Absolutely perfect. Keep coming, keep coming. That's it, right there. Yeah, and one of the things that I do is I rotate my artillery fire across his units, so now he's going to stand there. I'm in cover, he's not. We're just going to harvest kills. Yes, he's doing damage to my units, but I'm really knocking his units down. But I'm starting to worry that maybe I should have made my units a little bit bigger. But the whole point of this phase is just to weaken him, just to weaken him. And I'm looking at, yeah, he has one unit that's under 600, one unit, actually, yeah, another unit of, looks like 800, another unit of 600. Yeah, his units are getting really fragile. And they've been broken several times now. So, yeah, unfortunately, the unit of 1100 took 24-pound howitzer and is falling back. Yeah, I want him to attack. I don't want him to fall back. Yeah, that unit of 700 is giving it up. There's a unit right behind him of 700. Yeah, we need to... now I'm sending detached skirmishers forward to encourage him to keep attacking. Oh, I thought that artillery unit was dead. He just went out of visibility. So we're going to target him, and now I can see the guy to the north of him, so I have 2 units to shoot at. Visibility is a problem in this battle. Being able to see the enemy is the important and difficult thing. If you can see them, I have a lot of really good artillery. I can kill them, but seeing them is the challenge. So, yeah, trying to bait these guys into charging. And we only have 2 minutes in this phase. And I'm hoping his attack meter resets and goes to 100. Okay, the guy in the north, I didn't notice he was getting attacked, but we're going to take advantage of that. Yeah, and try to hit both these guys in the flank. Okay, the enemy falls back. I don't want the enemy to fall back. I want him to keep attacking. Please, keep attacking. In fact, I'm counting on it. Now I'm going to get the detached skirmisher out of there. There's way too many guys on that hilltop to the north, so... And this is a thing that Pandakraut said in his video. He said that these guys will attack aggressively the position that I have in the north. What you're going to see is he does not attack my position in the north. I'm really disappointed. I expected everything in the north area to charge across that open ground and go after that position in the north. Doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. I think maybe I needed to retreat with everybody to this ridge line, which would be like the dream defensive position of the entire campaign. Well, the absolute best defensive position of the entire campaign is the position that the Union has right now on that hilltop. That is an absolutely impregnable position, and that valley right in front of it is the greatest kill zone in the game. But the area across the valley that the Confederates have is very good. It's on a hill. Anyone charging uphill is going to go very slow, and you have good cover at the top. So maybe I needed everyone to fall back to that position. I don't know. But what I see right now is he's moving to the north. I don't want him to move to the north. I want him to attack. I want him to attack everywhere, with everyone. So I'm sending out detached skirmishers to get his attention and hopefully get him to attack. I'm hoping if he sees my units, he charges. So, yeah, I'm very concerned that he's going to fall back and take up a defensive position. I'm outnumbered 2 to 1. I don't want to attack him in the open, outnumbered 2 to 1. That is just going to be just painfully bloody. So even if I win this battle, it won't be worth winning. So yeah, hoping to get him to attack. Yeah, and I'm really surprised. I expected to see his units charge across this open area and attack my hill to the north. Nothing. I expected him to charge across this open area and attack the north side of the woods that I have in the center. Um, Nothing. Like there's a unit of 1,500. Send out a detached skirmisher, fire at him, I'll fall back, and he'll charge. Nope. Yeah, I don't want to stand here and just exchange artillery shots with him. I'm going to lose that battle. So, yeah, I sent some detached skirmishers to the north, forward. He could see them plain as day. He didn't charge. He's moving some units to the south in front of my position. I see 1, 2, 3. The guy that's 900, he's just going to get his head kicked in here in a second. So that's not gonna last very long. Yep, I fire a volley. He goes back. That's no fun. I want 10 units to charge into there, man. Come on. So yeah, we're killing his artillery that I can see, and I'm just getting free kills. Well, I moved my sniper back. I want to refill him with ammo and also just having him rest to recharge his condition, get it back up to 100. I have to move. So it is only 8:30 in the morning, but I'm going to have to move. And what I decided to do is, and I had this planned beforehand, my strategy was to hold this defensive position, but when I attacked, it would not be straight ahead, it would be on the enemy flank. So I'm charging up my units, getting them to rest and recover, and then we're going to hit the enemy flank. And yeah, to the left, behind the enemy line. I want to hit the enemy line behind it. But I can see his units are 1,200, a bunch of 1,500s on the hilltop, and I want them to come forward and get chopped down to 1,000 or 800, and they're just not doing that. They're just walking back and forth, and that's not going to. I have to go after these guys at some point. I don't want to attack these units at 1,500 strength, and you can see my units are already at 1,000. So that's not going to work out. So yeah, if I had known 11 of my units were not going to show up to this battle, what I would have done is these units would have been 15 or 1,600, and then right now these guys would be at 1,400, even with the losses they've taken probably. And yeah, I would just be in much better shape. But I had to spread my troops over all of the units that were going to come into the battle. And I just got very unlucky with the bug that happened. And so my units are a bit small. And at this point, yeah, they're down to 1,000, and I wanted them to be at 1,000 at the end of the day, not now. So yeah, it's only cruising in on 9 o'clock, and yeah, I don't want these units to get down to, yeah, if they lose another, let's say 300, they might be down to 700, and I don't really want that to happen. But if the enemy will just attack, it doesn't matter what size my units are, the enemy will be dead. So, okay, I decided to start moving forward and send my cav unit around. I don't think there's anyone over there. My sniper and my cav start getting all the way around the enemy. I want to kill this general. That'll be a big plus. If he's just going to stand there, we can kill him. Okay, and now we're going to move up this hill. I detach some skirmishers so we can see the enemy. And if I can rush up this hill and seize it before the enemy knows what I'm doing and I can get into the woods, then then I'm going to be in a great position. Unfortunately, he has guys in the woods. And as soon as I see that, everybody falls back. So yeah, that is not the place to advance. We're going to fall back. Fortunately, I advanced with the detached skirmishers, and it wasn't too bad. Now, one of my units, I'm actually hitting fall back, fall back, fall back, and he's not going anywhere. Now, he should. That unit right there, I keep hitting fall back, fall back, fall back, and he does not fall back. So, yeah, I don't know what the problem there is, and eventually what I do is I just set him on run and just tell him to run away. Yeah, I just tell all these guys run away. Run, 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 just run. Since fallback is not working, and it should, I just have everybody run. We just have to get out of there. So, I know where he is. My cav has found his artillery. We know where it is. There are two artillery units in the center of his line blocking that open area. That's actually really smart. I'm impressed. That's a good place to put those guys to keep me from doing what I want to do, which is attack exactly there. That's exactly where I want to be. I'm very impressed with that. It's like fighting a human opponent. So got my artillery started to move into the area that my cav already identified as unoccupied, and we're going to have to go further around the enemy flank than I thought, which is actually pretty impressive. So yeah, I noticed line of sight. I can see the enemy artillery if my sniper is in exactly a position in the woods, and if he moves just a little bit, then I can't see him. So, yeah, you can see how this is working, trying to bait him into attacking. Very disappointing. Okay, all these guys, get them to back up, get out of sight, and then we're going to send them on a wider march around the enemy flank. I just gave them a general order to move there. I just want to get them out of the way. Try to get these guys baited over here on this flank. And I see more of his units moving to the north. That is not good. That is not even a little bit good. Okay, these guys are out of sight. It is 9:30. Yeah, I'm not charging forward after the ammo wagons. Yeah. Okay, these guys are a little smaller than I want them to be. They're only around 1,000, maybe close to 1,100, but they'll be good enough, is my estimate. These guys are going to go on a bit of a wider movement. Now some of his units are moving to the south, a 500 and a 600. I really don't want him to move north. I don't want him to... The worst thing that can happen is this guy falls back to this hilltop. That makes everything that I've tried to do pointless. I want to catch him here in the south and destroy him as he moves to the north. And yeah, if he just moves to the north and gets in cover, this goes very badly for me. So I'm very happy to see him attack. He's attacking with a tiny unit of 600. Good. And he is thrown back. So General Lee gave a cover bonus, and yeah, that's good. It's a good place for him. So I have my guys moving. My sniper and my cav are kind of looking at the left flank, making sure that I can move there safely with infantry and artillery. So I don't need detached skirmishers as I make this move. Yeah, I think actually General Lee dies. I think there's pass-through damage to the unit in the center. He's going to lose a couple of hundred to artillery. And I think General Lee is, notice the little puffs of smoke around General Lee. General Lee dies. He disappears. So try to keep an eye out for the moment that he gets taken out. And of course, as you know, the Corps Commander just respawns at the end of the battle, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, this is the worst of all worlds for me. My artillery is in an artillery duel with the enemy, but I can only see one of his batteries. So one of his units flashes in visibility. He's only in visibility when he fires. As soon as he stops, right after, as soon as he stops, but like right after the volley, he goes invisible. So I'll see him, but only for a second, so I can't target him. It's completely pointless. So I'm detaching skirmishers. I'm trying to see what the enemy has, get visibility of anything. I see his infantry walking back and forth. Now that supply wagon I might actually make a run for. The one that's real close to my line. Okay, I had a brigadier general who just got killed. I lost very few officers in this battle. Or as bloody as it was, I would have thought that would have lost more. So my units got to this position without the enemy charging south. So I'm going to keep moving. Hopefully they'll stay out of visibility. Because I want to fall on the enemy flank. Okay, it looks like we have someone attacking. Now this is good, but I'd like to see a whole lot more of this. Yeah, I really don't want these guys to fire and then they stop moving forward. I want them to keep charging forward. Yeah, General Lee is now gone. So, yeah, he got killed with pass-through artillery. And my unit in the center took a couple hundred casualties also in the process. So, I think he did, unless I don't, one of the detached skirmishers belongs to him. So, maybe not, but he took some losses. So those guys in the center, or in the north, yeah, not a real impressive attack. So yeah, this is going to be up to me to initiate the next phase of this battle. So I want to get on the enemy flank and break it. And we have 33 minutes to do it, to get on the enemy flank and get in position. As far as I can tell, it is now 10:30. So I expected a whole lot more activity from the enemy than what I'm getting. And this battle would be going a whole lot better. Look, I have 4 units along like the south edge of that woods who are not doing anything, and the only way they're going to get into battles is if they charge into the woods across that valley. And yeah, I wanted the enemy to charge into that valley and take those losses, not my units. So, yep, I'm just getting my guys into position. And then the question is how far left do his units extend? Because I need to get to the edge of that, whatever that is. And first thing I have to do is find it. And I want to fall on his flank wherever that is. And I can now see units all, further to the left than I expect, but that's how far he is. So I have to go to the woods all the way to the far left. I now see infantry. So I have to go all the way to the far left and then drive him out of those woods and take that position. That's a whole lot more movement than I thought I was going to have to make. I thought my units were going to be able to charge right across the center and get behind his line and then break his entire position. And then I wouldn't have to attack the woods on the right side. He would abandon those and I'd be able to sweep through those woods and then just push him to the north. And then as he fled to the north, I'd be able to slaughter him. But I've got to break his position. I can still make this happen. but I've got to hit his flank to be able to do it. I do not want to charge across this open area to the north or in the center or even to the south. I want to break this flank. Okay, it looks like I found it. There's 2 infantry and 2 artillery way over here. And I have 4 infantry and 2 artillery, a cav, and a sniper. And I'm going to win that and get my sniper started on chopping him down a bit. Yeah, he's actually firing artillery at me now, and I'm wondering what he can see. Oh, I bet one of my artillery, I have to check. If one of my artillery only has 1 unit perk, then it doesn't have the, yeah, it doesn't have the stealth perk. But I thought all my, no, I have to check. I'll have to check next time we get to take a look at it. But he was certainly firing at something. No, both of my units have 2 perks. So both of them should have the stealth perk, and yet the enemy was able to see them. So, okay, that's some nonsense right there. Okay, the attack is about to get kicked off. I've been picking at this guy with my sniper, but I really need to hit this guy. I'll be in cover, he'll be in the open. I want to go ahead and, we only have 3 minutes in this phase. So at the beginning of the next phase, I'll be in cover. If he attacks, that's great. If he doesn't attack, then I'm about to roll up his flank. I think these 4 units can do that. Get behind him, roll up his flank, and then his entire position is busted. Okay, 0 minutes. Attack Nashville Pike. I don't think we want to do that. Okay, I'm hoping he charges like a crazy person, and he does not. That is some nonsense. You'll notice 3rd Corps, I have 1st and 2nd Division. That's actually 11 units, and that's all I'm going to get. So my units immediately on the left fall on his flank as intended, and 2 things happen. 1, he starts moving north, and 2, his unit that I initially hit breaks. Now I noticed he has 2 units that advance forward here, leaving the woods open, so there's an opportunity for me to race into the woods and hit his artillery. So I'm going to lead with detached skirmishers, and I'm going to rush some infantry into those woods and secure it. And then I'm going to pick on these 2 units that are separated. Now that they're isolated, I can easily destroy them. They're dead. So yeah, I need detached skirmishers. We need to move. We need to hit these guys. I don't want them to just move north. I want them to get hit as they move north. I want some of them to stop and turn around and fight so I can kill them. Like his artillery right now has stopped moving, and that's great. If his artillery stops in the open, my detached skirmishers can do all kinds of damage to him. So I'm going to come in from 2 different angles. Now he's moving north. I want to move into the woods right there in the middle and cut off as many of his units as I possibly can. So we need to move forward and hit this guy. I mean, we've got to catch him in the open to do some real damage. So if he's moving to the north, I can hit him from the rear with skirmishers, calves, snipers. If he stands, I can gang up on him. But we've got to advance. So yeah, he has a bunch of units kind of in the open in this valley. I need to start hitting these guys. Yeah, his artillery is without infantry support right now, so those 2 units I can kill. Yeah, this is good. This is really good. And just the way things have turned out, I see right now that there's nothing on that hilltop, and that is a crucial terrain feature. So I'm going to have everybody now run to that hilltop. Run, run, run. Everybody run to the hilltop. Yeah, on the far north, by the way, I'm not really showing it to you because I'm able to do it when I hit pause. I have 5 or 6 10-pound parrots, and they're just targeting an enemy artillery unit that's standing in the open, and they're going to kill him. So not much happening. I'm just having those units move. but there are 11 units and they're getting in position to cross the river. So, yeah, I had those guys charge. So his 2 units have already been damaged severely and pushed to the south, which is good. He has 2 artillery that have been damaged and have been pushed to the south. 1 is moving to the north, and my cav is doing a job on him, even though it's a rifle cav. And his blast artillery unit just routed before he got a volley off onto my guy. So what I see is that's 2 dead artillery in the very near future. The guy going to the north is going to be very vulnerable. If I can quickly take these woods, I'll be in cover. I'm rolling up the 24-pound howitzer. All these guys will be on low ground. This could be really, really deadly. And my infantry units are right now on his flank. So my flanking attack really did collapse his flank. That with his voluntary movement to the north. And I have a chance to bag all of these guys. All of them. And so now I have the high ground, I have cover, and now I'm going to have my units fall in on his flank, and all of these units should be absolutely torn apart. He has a... I'm having my cav assist with killing the 2 units that are to the far south, so I'm having him move to the far south, and yeah, this is going better than hoped. Now that I have this high ground, and I'm wrapping around on his flank, any unit that's isolated, like this guy that's 600, he's going to take a beating. I'm thinking, man, would this be easy on Major General? These guys would not recover from this. They would just be broken, routing, easily just scarfed up. So there's a guy that's like 200 and he's dead. There's a guy that's 1500, but he's going to take shots front, flank, and rear. I have 2 units on the hilltop firing into the guy who's in the open. He's only 700. I'm in cover. He's in the open. Yeah, this is just... Yeah, what a slaughter this is. It's just round these guys up. 1 unit after another is just breaking. Yeah, I have units closing in on this guy who's 600. So I have him surrounded. I was hoping he would surrender because he was taking fire from different directions. But nope, he's down to 500. He's going to fall back. This guy at 400, he's insisting on routing south, or north, which is kind of weird. This guy, dead. Yeah, he sends this guy across the river. I have 11 units over there, so we're just going to gang up on him. And the artillery unit, yeah, I have a bunch of 10-pounders, and they're just picking him apart. Really wish I had 9 infantry units coming in over there instead of 6, as you're about to see. Okay, this guy in the south, we killed 1 of the units. As you can see, we're, wrapping around this guy. I want to get a capture. So I'm going to have 2 units charged. The other 2 fire into the melee, but he routes into the woods. He's only 400, and he's only a 2-star unit, but yeah, he doesn't want to surrender. So that entire pocket of units that I had, they got pretty much wiped out. Yeah, very few of them did well. Okay, the unit shattered in the far south. I'm going to let the 2 infantry units rest. The cab can get moving. Yeah. Pushing the artillery forward. I want to push these guys out of this clump of woods so that this whole clump of woods on the right and center is in my hands. Pushing into the left, I know, is, from watching other people play, is very risky because he can stack up his infantry and artillery in there, and that can become very bloody. But as soon as I push this guy out of the woods, and he only has 1 unit of 400 here, and he's about to get charged, so he's doomed. Yeah, 400, 300. Okay, and one of my units is exhausted. So after this really incredible attack where things went very well, I'm going to have to, um, I have some units that are tired. I need to rest some guys and, yeah, rethink about the next push. I'm looking at his numbers. Some of his units are pretty shot up, but some of his units are quite okay. So, yeah, I need to reposition my infantry, my artillery, get in cover, and then think about the next push. I was hoping at this point that he would be in worse shape than he is, and I'm kind of thinking that I'm supposed to get 11 more units before I cross the river to the far north, but they're not coming. Those guys are not coming. They're not going to make an appearance. So I can hit these guys who are in the open with my guys, but that's pretty much all the easy pickings. After this, I have to cross the river with the forces that I have, and I want to hit his position from the rear. And you'll see on the north edge of the map, there's a clump of woods right behind the victory location. That's the clump of woods I want to take. I want to take that, park my artillery and my infantry in there, and hopefully bait him into attacking, but then fire out of that location and just do damage to him. It is only 12:30, and we have till 1945. That is plenty of time to do lots of good damage. And I'm thinking if I have, my entire army up there, the entire 19 units, this is going to be pretty easy. With only 11 units, it's going to be a whole lot harder. So, yeah. And unfortunately, I see him moving a big oversized, well, for this battle, oversized unit into the woods to the south, and yeah, that's no good. I wanted my unit that's about 860, the Hero of Fredericksburg, to just exchange shots with this little tiny unit of 400 until I could get some support over there. And of course, my guy won, but now he's moving in with a big unit. Okay, his irritating unit that I saw retreat, I actually put a detached skirmisher there so he couldn't come in behind my army. Now I have a detached skirmisher and my cav unit are going to run him down. This is what cav to me is for, is to take these guys like this and kill them. Anything that retreats in the wrong direction, rifle cav should make quick work of them. The guy who was 400 shattered, but that unit of 1600 is, yeah, he's not going to turn around and go back north, unfortunately. And I kind of know it. I know that this guy is going to defend these woods on the left side, and that is to be expected. He also has 2 artillery units that I have to find, and I don't see them. Yeah, I know from watching other people's videos, this is what he does. And I really have 2 choices, and they're not good choices. The 2 choices are either fight him here or let him retreat back to the defensive position. Both of those are bad. So if I can stack up artillery here and blast at him and make him retreat into the open, that would not be bad. But I'm not going to get a high kill ratio here. My thought is I want to hold him here by the nose while my infantry, if you take a look at the strategic map, my infantry is getting into position to cross the river to the north. So, yeah, there's nothing much happening over there. So I'm just getting in position to cross the river and get behind his line. I would like to get behind his position with those guys before these guys in the woods here can retreat and take up defensive positions. So, yeah, for some reason the Irish Brigade is not retreating, even though I'm hitting fall back, fall back, fall back. We're going to instead get into melee. So we're going to just charge this guy. Yeah, fall back. This whole battle's kind of buggy. There were a whole bunch of things that just didn't work well. Fallback didn't work like it normally does. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of weirdness in this battle. So one of the things I do with my supply wagon is when my supply wagons hit empty, I just have them retreat from the battlefield. And yeah, so I have my guy, I put him on hold so he stays in good cover and keeps firing. Yeah, actually to the north, I've gotten my guys pretty much in position to attack across the river. They're not that far removed. So if these guys can hold the attention of these infantry in the woods, I know there's more here than meets the eye. But if I can just hold their attention while my guys make the river crossing, we can get across the river without opposition. So that would be very good. Yeah, alternatively, I could have just surrendered the woods on the left. There's a very good chance, though, that he would have just had everybody at some point just retreat north back into the fortified positions. Oh, there's a unit that's only 280. We can kill him. So the more we shatter, the better. Yeah, my hero of Fredericksburg has gotten a little small. Yeah, this guy died. That was being a nuisance in the south. Okay, so we're about to cross the river, so this is a good place to start. And I'll see you in part 2 when we cross the river and hit the enemy from the rear. Thanks for watching. I'll see you there.